I was going to ask you, what do you think of like the recent poor box office performances of movies recently? There's been so many movies recently that have either underperformed or straight up bombed,
I am
lost
happy
money.
with that. I'm very happy with that. I think Hollywood's, I don't know if they're getting it yet, but they have to start creating more original content too. You know, like superhero movies are great, but even those should be well made. So DC, they've been pumping out bad movie after bad movie, and people are not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. And that's why they made this change with James Gunn, I think.
I think that is a big part of it because like I think for like superhero fans, like when there wasn't very many of them being made, like it was exciting just like because there was one being made.
Yeah.
Now that we got a superhero thing almost every month, it seems like
Yeah.
now it's like okay, now just having a superhero thing isn't good enough. It has to actually be good.
Right. And we kind of got spoiled by Marvel in the first few phases there.
Right.
Like phase 1 was okay, but then phase 3 was great.
Right.
You know, and that's like the standard that we test everything against now. I think we measure everything against phase 3 for Marvel.
And even in the early phases, like even when they had one that was just like maybe okay, it still felt exciting just because
Yeah.
they were still building towards something. And there still, at that point, wasn't like so many of them
Yeah.
that it still seemed kind of special. But I mean, I think they're also going to have to find a way to bring budgets down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're already starting to do that. Even, watching the show that we're watching right now, Secret Invasion. It does seem like the budget is lower for this show than it was for the other few shows that we watched, like Loki and
Although
Wanda.
I just saw a story today that said like the budget for Secret Invasion was like 200 and some million.
And that is high.
And that's what I thought too, because I'm like, I get that it's like, 6 episodes is longer than a movie,
Yeah.
but that still seemed like a lot to me, especially since like we haven't seen like even this episode we're gonna get into, like at the end there is an action scene, but it doesn't seem like it's a something that would break the bank.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not seeing like a ton of huge names. Like there's Amelia Clark, and of course Samuel
yeah.
Jackson's getting paid.
Yeah.
But besides them, I don't know. There's no huge name actors that you have to like pay tons to, right?
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that maybe the crew size on television.
Rhodey, what's his name?
Oh yeah, Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. I'm sure he's getting paid. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if the most of the budget is from the actors or crew expense. But yeah, I saw that budget and I was like, boy, that's actually more than I would have guessed.
I mean, if you had to measure the scale of this show compared to Loki, I mean, Loki just seems so much bigger.
It did, didn't it?
It did.
Of course, maybe the budget of that show is really high too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
We'd probably like break down and cry if we knew the budgets to all these things. It'd be like, holy cow. But all these movies are, losing so much money. And a part of me is just like, boy, if I'm a studio, I think I'm maybe be like, could we do this cheaper? Not to the point where it's going to look bad, but maybe we just tell a more low-key like story that we can do for a more reasonable amount of money or something, or that doesn't have so many actors in it that we balloon the budget.
Well, what I don't understand is, has there not been a benefit to these expensive shows? Like, are people not watching them? I know the numbers are high, right? Like, they must be making their money back.
Well, the streamers are, some of them struggling right now, and that's why you see, that's the reason Warner Brothers especially, you see. Oh, we got a doggo that wants to
You'll
go outside.
We'll take in a bit.
But yeah, it's like Warner Brothers has been licensing their stuff to other streamers. Like I guess a few of their shows are available now on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And they've also, like some of the shows that aren't being watched that much, streamers are just like taking off to save money. Some of them even months old, they've gotten rid of.
Wow.
And it's all because a lot of them are, Warner Brothers especially has a lot of debt that they're trying to, get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
and even like Paramount Plus, which I think has a lot of good stuff on it, they're doing very poorly, and so a lot of people suspect that within a couple years they might start end their standalone service, and basically just they'll still produce shows, but they'll just sell those shows to other streamers rather than have their own.
Yeah, because like you got these days, you do have to be kind of selective with what streaming services you want, right? You can't get them all. Like you'd end up paying like $250 a month for all these streaming services.
And some people do that. I myself, I don't. I wait for stuff to build up,
Yeah.
and then I'll subscribe to whatever for a month or two, kind of binge all the stuff I want to watch, and then I'll go off of it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is something the industry calls churn, which they don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I was using Max or HBO Max before they did that whole merger.
Change over to Max. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Discovery.
So I was like, forget that. I canceled that. Hulu was all right. Their content wasn't updating fast enough for me. Really, I just have Netflix, Disney, and Amazon Prime right now, I think.
Yeah, Hulu I stay subscribed to only because I still, to a certain extent, keep up with like the WWE stuff, which is on there. And I mean, they have like some other shows I dip into every now and again, but most of the other ones, and like actually Amazon does have a lot of good stuff on it. Luckily, my mom shares her Amazon account with me, so that one I get for free. But Netflix I unsubscribed to because of like I wasn't using it very much.
Yeah.
And then like Disney I have right now because of Secret Invasion, but once
Right.
that's over, I'm probably out again for a
Yeah,
while.
I just got it back like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.